Hey there beaders! Today I'm going to show you how to make the colorful SO Ombré bracelet, which uses the 2-hole SO mini bead. This bracelet is made by creating 4 beaded components and then connecting the components using jump rings. It's a moderately easy design that once you master the technique of one component becomes easier with each one that you make. Materials needed are 164 SO mini beads of 4 different colors. Shown here is one colorway, however I'll be making an alternate colorway in the video today. Other tools needed are 4 pieces of thread totaling 96 inches, a clasp and toggle set, 23 open jump rings 5mm in diameter with an ID of no wider than 0.64mm, 2 flat nose pliers, and your trusty thread zapper. Step 1. String 6 SO mini beads together. Now the 4th and 6th SO mini bead are going to be your 2nd and 3rd colors. Now when I say ES1, I'm referring to the 1st color of SO mini bead. ES2 will be the 2nd color of SO mini bead, and ES3 will be the 3rd color of SO mini bead. Step 2, we're going to tighten that loop, so circle back through the same holes of the same 5 beads using the inner holes. Pull the thread to tighten and reverse thread's direction, threading outer hole of the same ES1 bead. Step 3 is we're going to add the 2nd cluster. So add an ES2 using the left hole and then reverse the thread's direction, going back into that same ES2 bead using the right hole. Thread the adjacent existing ES2 bead through the outer hole, and now string 4 additional ES2 through their inner holes. Rethread those same holes of the same beads to tighten it up, and then reverse the thread's direction, rethreading the same ES2 using the outer hole, and pull your thread to tighten the cluster. Step 4 is to add the 3rd cluster. Moving in a counterclockwise rotation, loop 5 additional ES2 beads together through their inner holes. Step 5, we're going to add a 4th cluster. So continuing in a counterclockwise rotation, rethread 3 ES2 beads through the same holes. At the top there, you're going to go back into the topmost ES2 bead, changing the thread's direction. Add 5 ES2 beads using their inner holes, moving in a counterclockwise rotation. Step 6, rethread cluster. So we're going to rethread 4 ES2 beads in counterclockwise rotation through the same holes. After that 4th bead, you're going to reverse the thread's direction and re-enter the same bead through the outer hole. Step 7, add 5th cluster. Moving in a counterclockwise rotation, loop 3 ES1 beads, an ES3 bead, and an ES1 bead using their inner holes. Reverse thread's direction and thread the lower hole of that same ES1 bead. Step 8, add 6th cluster. Now this will be with our ES3 beads, which if you remember is the 3rd color of SO Mini. So to start, thread the outer hole of the adjacent existing ES3 bead that you just added. Now add 5 ES3 beads, looping inner holes in a counterclockwise rotation. Rethread the same holes of the same beads a second time. Pull to tighten.
Step 9. Add 7th cluster. Now this cluster will incorporate your 3 colors. So reverse your thread's direction and enter the vacant hole of the same ES3 bead you just exited. Moving in a counterclockwise rotation, add an ES3, add an ES1 using their inner holes. Thread the inner hole of the 2 adjacent ES2 beads. Rethread ES1 through the inner hole. Rethread the same 6 ES beads to secure the cluster. Rethread 2 ES3 beads through the inner holes once again and pull the whole thread to tighten. Step 10. Add 8th cluster. Reverse your thread's direction, threading the vacant hole of the same ES3 bead. Moving in a counterclockwise rotation, add 5 ES3 beads using their inner holes. Rethread the same 6 ES3 beads using the same inner holes. Pull your thread to tighten. Step 11. Add 9th cluster. This step incorporates all 3 colors of your SO mini beads. Reverse your thread's direction, entering the vacant hole of the same ES3. Moving in a counterclockwise rotation, add an ES3 bead. Go through the adjacent ES1 using the inner holes. Thread the inner hole of 2 adjacent ES2 beads. Rethread the ES1 through the inner hole. Now rethread those same 6 beads to secure the cluster and pull your thread to tighten. Rethread 2 ES3 beads through their inner holes once again and pull to tighten. Step 12. Add the 10th and final cluster of SO mini beads. So reverse your thread's direction a final time, threading the outer hole of the last ES3 you added. Moving a counterclockwise rotation, thread 5 additional ES3 beads through their inner holes. Rethread the same holes of those same beads. Tie a half-hitch knot, pull thread so that the knot's inside any of the ES3 beads, and you can go ahead and use your zapper to cut the excess thread off. Tie a half-hitch knot on your tail
and tuck that knot inside the ES3. So now just repeat steps 1 through 12 to create multiple components. Average size is about 4 or 5 beaded components for a bracelet. And you just switch different colors with the numbers ES1, ES2, ES3 to achieve variable colorways. Step 13, attach components and toggle and clasp with jump rings. You're going to stack 3 jump rings between each component. With your flat nose pliers, close a jump ring around the outer holes of the ES1 beads and your stack of jump rings. Also close a jump ring around the ES1 beads at the ends of the bracelet. To finish, using pliers, open and close 3 stacked jump rings around the toggle and clasp set at either end of the bracelet. The colors I used for this video are concrete gray, bordeaux, and petrol. And there you have it, the Eso Ombré bracelet. Hey, thanks so much for watching, and please like and subscribe this video if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, beaders!